up for the VIP rooms this week on the challenge because I hate to be left out of a good, oh hey, hi, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars for episode 7. And all I have to say is, Jorge, drink me. Oh, what is this? It looks kind of like you didn't make any effort. What's the pink champagne? Oh, it's bottle service. I'm supposed to feel special about this? All right. Oh, well, it's going everywhere. Kind of like you. All right, so we started the episode off by saying goodbye to no one and hello to Latrice Royale and her continually annoying idea that Monique did something wrong. This whole I know what Monique did attitude of hers is just starting to wear thin with me. I'm just going to say. I mean, I like Latrice. I don't have a problem with Latrice generally, but when did she become dearly beloved? When did that get attached to her officially? It just seems a little forced. And you know, one of the things that's come up time and time again during our chats on my comment board, please comment because you know I love it. Many of you have expressed an opinion that you feel this season's a little forced, a little directed by production or something. They're forcing like storylines onto us. And I feel this is an example of that being possibly true. Because I like Latrice, but when did she become dearly beloved? I mean, she's a talented performer. She's very energetic, draws an audience to her. That's all great and everything. I'm not saying she isn't loved and she isn't dear. But I feel like at some point during the season, somebody said to somebody in a production meeting that, oh, no one's kicking Latrice off. She's a legend. She's dearly beloved. And they thought that was a great storyline. They started interjecting it into the room and it started to get said. And maybe Valentina wanted more camera time. That's why she said it first. I don't know why it happened. But I just feel like it's become one of those things. And now it's become bigger than everyone. And Latrice has nothing to do except beat that dead horse until it's finally gone. And I'm hoping that it's this episode. This is the last we hear of it because I'm serious. Who's sending who home? It's a contest. If you don't like being sent home, stay home. Seriously. I got pink champagne in my home. One of the things I like about Latrice is her humility. I'm so serious. Which is why it was hard for me to see her acting like a diva this week. But that said, she's not the worst diva in the world. Speaking of Valentina, you could practically feel her disappearing into that sofa, which is why she pulled focus, I think, and drew the whole room into her current fantasy. And what fantasy is that, you're asking? Well, this is the fantasy where two queens tried to kick her off last week. She still has a mug on her about that. Or at least she's starting to see the writing on the wall. And all I can say is, just through this whole episode, she just seemed to be doing stuff to make sure the camera was on her. Just one last dig. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's hindsight at this point. Oh, like, even Valentina's daily costume parade seemed to be a bit of a swan song, which maybe was one of the reasons why Monet said, thank you, we don't accept that. No, something we do accept is Ru in a fantasy pink paisley suit. I'm so serious, which is what he wore when he entered the workroom to tell the girls that this week's main episode was, main challenge was for them to create a VIP party room. And by create, they had to do everything. They had to come up with a name. They had to come up with a theme for the club, a signature drink, entertainment. OMG, the whole shebang had to be created. You can see a couple of these girls were starting to worry. I'm so serious. Now, one of the surprises was because Latrice was newly received to the fold, Ru gave her a welcome back gift of being able to pair up everybody. And then once she made her 3 teams of pairs, she got to pick which pair she got to work with. I'm so serious. Now, right out of the gate, she paired up Monique and Monet. So Momo rode again. Now, I have to say, I thought that was a good choice because those two girls worked well together, but that in and of itself might have been reason enough to split them up. There could have been way more collateral damage if Momo had been separated. That said, OMG, do you think that Valentina wanted to work with Trinity? If I had been Trinity with Valentina draped all over me the way she was, I would have needed a silkwood, a full silkwood after that, and just scrub it all down. Do you know what I'm saying? But that said, Latrice wasn't having it. So she teamed Valentina up with Naomi. Poor Naomi. Oh, bless her. I mean, seriously, the only person that seemed to do well out of that whole thing beside Momo was Manila, because she got Trinity. And then, Latrice is nobody's fool. That's the team she picked. She figured Momo can do well on her own. She's been there, she's done that, it didn't go well for her. This whole Naomi Valentina storm was already having its own issues. So I think she picked the best team to go with. God bless her. And then the show took a weird turn, eh? And by the show, I mean Valentina. Her veil seemed to be lifted, and whatever craziness was lying underneath it just hit the floor in all directions, just pouring out. I don't know what's in those French vanilla fantasies, but I'm expecting that it should be either booze or pills. And I'm not trying to infer Valentina has a substance abuse problem, or that there's anything funny about those that do. Bless. But seriously, Valentina would make a whole lot more sense if I knew she was rolling. Do you know what I'm saying? Regardless, Naomi seemed worried, and so she should be. You could tell that she knew she was up against it when they started painting the room, and Valentina showed up in that outfit. Again, clearly just to have the camera on her. Bless her. I mean, she didn't look bad, and I'm not saying it was a wasted outfit, but still, I thought it was very funny when Naomi admitted that Valentina had asked her if she wanted to wear the same outfit too. I even love it more that Naomi said no. Someone else who should have said no to a painting outfit was poor Latrice. I can't believe they even got her into that painting smock, because it looked like they were trying to put toothpaste back in the tube. I'm so serious. Well, regardless of how the decorating went, back in the workroom, all the girls seemed to be very excited to host their new room as well. Everybody but Naomi, I'm so serious. I mean, clearly, she hadn't been told that working with Valentina was a privilege. I can't believe Valentina said that and is still breathing air, is all I'm saying. And then it was time to party like VIPs. First up, the black hole. Now, out of the gate, I thought this room looked a little boring. Well, until I saw some of the others, I'm just saying. But clearly, Momo did a fantastic job. The theme was solid. The drink, the Beam Me Up, they had a fun time in the room. I thought that their whole walk around spell, having the VIPs participate in a little strutting challenge. Who doesn't love a strutting challenge? Certainly Rita Ora, because she won $100 doing it, clearly. She would probably never get that check, but she won. That's all I'm saying. My favorite part, Bruno, mostly naked in high heel shoes, strutting the belt. Seriously. Those black hole girls know how to throw a party. Just saying. Cheers to you. Strut a belt or two myself. Club 69 was okay. The worst part about it, I have to say, was Valentina. God bless her. And I feel she did drag Naomi down just a titchy touch with her. And you know what I'm sorry to say is like, Valentina, I've said this before, other people have said it, she is so funny when she's not trying to be. And I think that if she had just played that ditzy, vapid character who acted like she had no idea what was going on or where she was, I think it would have been a lot more funny. It certainly would have made more sense, the fact that she was naming all these other celebrity names while she had celebrities sitting right there. Suzanne Bartsch and Rita Ora and, well, Michelle and Carson. Thank God Naomi was driving that bus, or it would have gone off of Valentina's cliff fantasy, I'm just saying. The Beehive was a hoot. I thought all the girls did well, and I do agree a little bit that Manila did come off a little bit more brash than the other girls, which is probably why they edited in a couple of those side eyes from Latrice and Trinity, I'm just saying. But they did do a good job. Latrice was a great host. Trinity was a hoot. I thought that their spelling bee idea was so fun. My favorite part, besides Bruno having to take off his shirt yet again, he's my new favorite, I'm just going to say. My favorite part, them releasing the bees. Who needs last call when you have a life-threatening allergy? And then it was time for the runway. And am I drunker than usual, or did Ru actually look at the judges as she was talking to them? Normally she just looks at the camera. This time she said, which I have to say, I quite liked. It made her look way less aloof. I'm just saying. category is Plastique Fantastique. Now, I have to say, there were a couple of outfits that stood out. The first one, of course, was Latrice's purple latex colon monster. That was spectacular. One of the things I liked about it the most, because it was so snug, it really showed off the shape that she creates for herself with her corset and her pads. She looked gorgeous. I love that that mermaid was a tight, snug fit at the knee and full out at the bottom. The headpiece, all of it, she did excellently. Another girl who did excellently, I thought Monet's outfit. That one-armed gladiator fantasy was delicious. It could have had more stones on it, if you ask me. If I'm going to get picky, she could have had more stones, but it was stunning. Somebody else's outfit I really, really liked. Manila's, of course. It was very classy, very, very tasteful, and yet very funny and tongue-in-cheek, which is, I think, where Manila likes the tongue. I mean, I read it somewhere. Another girl whose outfit I really liked, I thought Trinity's was great. That pop bubble look, I thought she looked good in that. It was very innovative and very unique. You know, something nobody else had ever worn before. Something I felt that somebody had worn before. Poor Naomi. I really liked her outfit. I love the yellow hair. I love the yellow coat. But she wore something very similar, that same kind of geometric plastic dress on a chain, the first or second episode. So I agree with the judges. We've seen this before, so it was a little meh for me. The other meh for me definitely was Valentina. I didn't understand this outfit. In fact, I'm going to say this is one of my least favorite, Valentina's. I didn't understand it at all. I don't understand, first of all, why she keeps dressing up like these beauty queens, which is why Michelle, I think, was confused by the whole thing in the first place. But it just, I didn't understand the nude fisting gloves. I didn't understand I didn't get it. God bless her. I think she was trying to be the posable action doll for, I don't understand. Unless Miss Venezuela actually has a rubber fetish or something. I don't know. We don't talk. That said, the other costume I absolutely hated was Monique's. I'm sorry to say it. I got what she was saying. I know what she was trying to do. But it didn't come off very well. That flat, plastic, loaf-hanging fruit, just no one was reaching for it, if you ask me. Poor thing, bless her. As for the judges' critiques, I have to say, I was right there with them about Momo. I thought they both did an excellent job. I thought they were funny. Their club concept was great. Their engagement with the audience seemed to be full tilt. And neither one of them, they worked well together. Neither one of them seemed to struggle or fight each other to do it. I think the weakest part of their team, unfortunately, was Monique's runway. I agreed that the Beehive did very well too, but I'm very surprised they won over Momo. The only reason I say this is because as good as the Beehive did, and they got some good compliments. I mean, Suzanne Bartsch said she would hire Trinity to host a night. I just felt that they seemed to like Momo better. So when it came down to them picking Trinity and Latrice as this week's winners, I was a little surprised. Someone else who was surprised was poor Manila, because I feel that she felt that she had done a lot of the work. But then again, she asked to, and she almost didn't let them help her. So there's your choice. You made it. I think it was very lovely of Trinity to offer Manila one of the prizes she got, because she got two. So it's just down to whether or not she wants to give her men's underwear or cosmetics. I know which one I'd take. So. Of course, they never cut the camera to Momo, but I'll bet that they were both a little PO'd that they hadn't won. That said, the girls that were in the bottom, well, Naomi and Valentina, God bless both of them. Now, I think that we all knew what was going to happen once those two hit the bottom. But, understandably, Naomi has been one of those girls who's been very kind of playing the cards close to her chest. She's not too chatty, as she said in the workroom. She's not as close with these girls as Valentina is. So she could see them picking Valentina over her because of the friendship quotient. That said, that's the same problem Latrice had getting kicked out. And then Manila brought up once, maybe we should pick out queens that are better than the ones we... all of a sudden now, everyone's strategy, everybody's opinion of a strategy that's already been played, has been killed. If you didn't like someone's strategy, well, it is no longer a point because I think we've almost covered every possible scenario. And the bottom line is, it's almost impossible to pick somebody to go home. One thing's for sure, I was not surprised that Latrice was surprised at how hard having to pick somebody to go home was gonna be. Sounds to me like somebody owes Monique an apology. Just saying. Naomi did a great job standing up for herself while talking to Trinity, and I'm glad that she did, because I think her being a quiet queen hasn't helped her so far in the contest. I think it was very important for her to let Trinity know that she had done most of the work, and then when it came down to working with Valentina, it all came down to work ethic. I think that was a very, very smart thing for her to say, especially to Trinity. Because one of the things I've always felt about Valentina is that she loves to look beautiful and be beautiful and surrounded by beautiful things. It just doesn't seem like she likes to do any of the work is all, bless her. Personally, I thought Latrice had already made up her mind to send Naomi home over Valentina until she started talking to Naomi. And then it seemed that she was changing her mind on Valentina. And now here's what I'm thinking happened. Because the girls have to lip sync against each other, and she knows what a fierce lip syncer is, I think that Latrice picked the girl she felt really should go home, Valentina, but hoped Trinity would win the lip sync and it wouldn't fall down to her. That's what I think happened. That's why I think it was so upsetting for Latrice when it was all said and done to actually show that she had Valentina's lipstick. Now, that said, when the girls were picking their lipsticks and you saw Trinity in that outfit, I thought she is going to win this lipstick because she's already got something going on, a little comedy number going on. And then when they got to the stage and it was Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive, I was like, okay, forget Latrice. And it seemed to me everyone was on Trinity's page until she whipped off her robe and was completely naked. Now, if Trinity had had on some sad little gown under that or some little bikini or something, I think it would have still gone over well, and I think that the whole judging panel would have loved it. But now here's another thing that I think. I think that Trinity that tucked Taylor through that lip sync. There. I said it. Might need a cocktail because I said it, but I mean, seriously, she couldn't have been less appealing. That was the most unattractive costume to wear. What she did in it was completely off-putting. I mean, poor Carson almost barfed. And I feel it'll be very interesting next week to see whose lipstick Trinity has. Because I'll bet you she has Valentina's as well. But I actually think she may have picked Naomi's to go home to save face with Valentina, because you still have to deal with the fantasy, you know what I'm saying? But through the whole lip sync, so that whoever Latrice had picked would be the one to go home, and the onus would be off her as well. Oh, well, clearly, no matter what strategy either girl had, when the dust settled and the glitter stopped glitting, well, it was Valentina's time to go. And God bless her, there was a moment there where I thought she was going to take them all down. It was just, She pulled it together. She was as gracious as her fantasy, and she left in a crown. Not a crown a lot of people would fight for, but in a crown nonetheless. So, shocker. Are you upset that she went? I don't know. I think it was her time. She wasn't going to win, in my opinion. I thought in the first couple of episodes she was going to win, but she started getting crazy, and I don't know why that is. That said, the 6 girls that are left, well, I have to tell you, I'm a little nervous for Monique, and the only reason is because she was the one that got the worst critique this week, next to Valentina. Naomi, still there, but maybe this is the week that she finally got her head up over that fence, and the rest of them had better look out. What about Latrice? She won one, sure, but so did Trixie Mattel when she came back. Doesn't mean she's there to stay. All we can do is tune in next week to see how it all unfolds. And then when you're done, you come on back and see me so you and I can compare notes. Now, don't forget, like the video if you did, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. And until next week, sweet Marie and the ships at sea. Miss me! Seriously, Jorge. Champagne. have a bendy straws.